Live from the HAFA office, this is Ronell Nolan, President and CEO of Health Agents for America. Last week, I was on Capitol Hill and visited with Senator Cassidy, who immediately after the meeting had a press release releasing his surprise balance billing legislation. He has met with President Trump, and President Trump fully supports his legislation. Exciting to be in the House, HAFA in the House, in the right House at the right time. Last Monday, AHPs had some exciting, not so good news, especially come out of Nevada, stopping all the AHP going forward. They had just had a meeting with insurance companies on Friday saying, let's go forward, let's add dental, let's add new benefits to your AHP. And on Monday, they put a complete halt to it. This is a court case that has been struck down. The proposed rules, or the rules, were struck down by one judge. It was immediately appealed. The Department of Labor has come out and said, we're not going to do any new AHPs. You could go forward with the ones that you have, but you cannot add any sole proprietors, which is the big issue. 20 senators released a legislation that would allow, in law, that one sole proprietor could join. We know that it would make it through the Senate, and it would, of course, be killed in the House. So that's not really going to help. This could take years to be decided. So we encourage you to talk to an ERISA attorney and make sure that if you have one in place, you're doing it correctly. If you just started it, you're doing it correctly, and that you can't start one nor you can add a sole proprietor. The other important piece of legislation, or important thing that happened, was the Texas judge who struck down the ACA. Now that's going to go to the 5th District Court, which is in New Orleans. It was supposed to be heard around July. However, with the shutdown of the government, that might be pushed back a bit, so we're unsure. But either that judge can say, I agree with all of it, and it goes to the Supreme Court. He or she could say, I don't like part of it, send part of it back to Texas. But this is going to be years and years down the road. HAFA believes that you need to know these things so you can bring them to your clients and you can explain what's going on. So when they have questions, you're the one that's addressing those. The other thing is, the big news for today is my meeting with the Department of Insurance and United Healthcare. Now, United Healthcare has rolled out this new program that takes your commissions on 50 and above and requires you to negotiate fees. Now, some facts that we do know is United Healthcare's CEO makes 20-30 million a year. Just got a raise in 2018. That United Healthcare is made 30% profit. Their stocks are out the roof. They're making money, but for some reason they've decided to take our commissions. In those states that we do not have the law in place like Louisiana, basically we can scream, stomp our feet, but there's nothing legally that can stop them from doing what they're doing that we know of. In Louisiana, the reason HAFA was started November 2012 was to answer the need that insurance companies were going to file a bill that said that they were going to remove all the commissions. HAFA was started. We fought their legislation. We created our own legislation, and it said that you had to have a standardized commission schedule. And this is the reason for the meeting, and this is the reason that we do not believe that they can do it in Louisiana. I'm excited to find out how the DOI rules on this decision. I do know that they asked them to hold off until the meeting, and they released in Louisiana it was going to be 100 and above. Wonderful idea, not so wonderful idea. The rates were already filed in every respective states. The rates include commissions, and those states that are in the last couple of weeks being told they must now negotiate fees going forward, your client is paying double. You're paying rates, commission rates in the rates that you're selling, and you're negotiating fees. So I would ask that United Healthcare, at least in those states, return the premium back to the consumer, in which that they're already taking commissions and not paying agents and brokers. I also found out earlier this week that United Healthcare was asking agents and brokers to come with them to this meeting today, 2:30 Central Standard Time, and request them to say, this is wonderful, we love for you to take our commissions. I will be interested to see what agents and brokers come to the table and answer for the industry that they think this is a good idea. I hope and pray that no one decided to come with United Healthcare and stand against the agent community. But I will absolutely let you know what happened. The Big I, PIA, and NAFA and HAFA believe that the Louisiana statute does not allow United Healthcare to do this in Louisiana. We're not attorneys. You know, HAFA's not rich. We don't have an attorney's position on this right now. Doesn't mean we won't get one in the future, but we know we've been operating under a law that we passed several years ago. So a lot of things happening on Capitol Hill, a lot of things happening in each of our respective states. So keep your ear to the ground. Make sure to let me know if you hear something that we need to be involved with. In meeting with those on Capitol Hill, it doesn't appear that much in our industry will be passed in 2019. So just keep your eye out of what could happen. We know the most common word in the ACA is secretary, which means the secretary shall promulgate the rules, which means that rules could be promulgated on different levels. I continue to ask CMS, HHS, the federal marketplace to promulgate the rules to pay us commissions. They continue to say that's not in their wheelhouse, and I continue to ask. We'd like you to come and join us on June 10th through 13th, HAFA's Day on the Hill. We will be there talking about association health plans and a lot of the things that affect our industry. July 1st, we'll be back in Washington at CMS visiting with the Agent Summit put on by the Federal Marketplace. Next week, I will be in Connecticut doing a CE class, and I hope you join us if you're in Connecticut or somewhere close. And then finally, please put the Agent and Broker Summit in Fort Worth on your calendar and register early. It's going to be a lot of fun. We hope to see you there. And if you need anything, you know I'm a phone call, I'm an email, I'm a text away. Until next time, have a great day. Happy selling. Ronell Nolan.